guys, I'm Ryan Houston and welcome to my fly tying channel. The channel contains hundreds of different videos catering from beginners right through to the more advanced tyers and covering flies and patterns from all around the world. If you like what you see, stick around until the end of the video where generally you'll find the pattern description, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Let's get on with the show.
Hi guys, so tonight we're going to tie a SCANDI sort of shrimp fly. So I'm going to tie it on a straight bit of orange 3.2, fluorescent orange 3.2 Scandinavian style tubing. So take about an inch here. Flame one end of it to create a lip that'll hold the head back, and then I'm putting it in this on a straight tube fly holder and a straight bar, and then I'm using that to compress it here against the tube fly holder with the ring. That'll stop it from slipping. So straight plastic tube, so probably want to put a little bit of weight on that, and how I'm going to do that is with a little bit of lead tape. So I'll get our thread attached. So this is a Viva Sato black, and I'm going to tie the fly largely on the first sort of 40% or so of the tube. So this is like a domed lead tape that I got. It's actually for making dolls' houses. I think it's like a pretend lead flashing for it, but it does this job really well. It's domed and it's adhesive, so you can set a little bit of it underneath, and it also makes your fly then swim on an even keel. So bind that down. Quite a simple fly this, not a lot of materials in it. So we're going to use orange bucktail here. I'm going to take a bunch of that, and that's going to be the tail. Heavy enough, I suppose, because there's not a big pile of other dressing on the fly, so this, if you make this too thin, it'll go out of proportion. So set that on, and I'm tying that from about the halfway mark on it back. I'm going to hold it up on top, bind those ends down and bind back, and what this is helping to do is to create this sort of teardrop shape to the body. Next I want a bit of flash, so what I'm going to use here, this is an orange Mirage crinkle. So I'm taking one strand, I'll double it back, and I'll put it back till it's about 80-90% of the length of the tail. Tie that in, fold it over and tie it off again, and then trim that off maybe the same length or slightly shorter, and that means we have now 4 strands of flash on the top of the tail. So body, straight black wool. I'm going to tie that in here, tie it back to the back of the fly, and then I'm going to put on a couple of wraps, and then I'm going to tie back over it. And what that'll help to do again is to thicken up the rear and then give us the taper towards the front. So I've tied this back. Now I haven't tied it right to the back because the nature of it then would be to slip. So what I'm going to do is I've tied it back until there was maybe 1 turn of wool back here. And then I'm going to tie in a heavy silver oval or silver round tinsel. That's going to be our rib. And again, because we're not tying it in at the very rear of the fly, tying it in here, it tends to be easier to wrap. So Francis's, Snelda's, those sort of things, I think the first wrap of tinsel, especially if you're trying to come from the thinness of the tube, shall we say, up onto the very thick rear part of the fly, the tinsel can struggle to get a hold and can tend to slip, so this just helps that. So now what we'll do then is we start to wrap our wool, and you can see we're wrapping that from that point we tied it back to once we're coming over the under shoulder body taper there, you'll find that there's only one thickness of wool here at the front, so therefore we have a sort of a tapered body. So we'll tie that off and trim it off. And then we'll wrap the tinsel. So you can see it takes a bit of a bite to get it to go, and you really only want to get in 2-3 turns maybe at the most of it anyway. Tie it in, align it forward and tie forward on it to bind it down. And then what we want is a black cock hackle. So take our cock hackle, strip off the fluff here at the base of it, and I'm going to double it. Check my techniques playlists and you'll find video on doubling hackles. Nip out the tip, tie across the last little bit of stem, stalk, whatever you want to call it, fold it back and wrap back. So you need a bit of space here for a head on for to wrap several turns of the hackle, and then the hackle, each turn what I'm going to do is just stroke and hold it back. The next turn has to be tight touching the front of it, and so on. And then tie that off just behind the little lip of the tube that we'd created. Back a little bit. I'm going to fold the stalk back for extra security and wrap over that to create our head, and trim the hackle stalk and then finish the fly. Trim the thread and then finish the head with, now I'm going to finish it with varnish after I've super glued it. So what I find is that the super glue penetrates the head, locks it in place, sets really quickly, and then you come back later on when that is completely dried and coat it with either, depending on how good the finish is, you might get away, because of black thread, you might get away with just clear on top of that, or you may need to go with the black varnish, but that is the fly tied. So thank you for watching until the end of the video. Please take this opportunity to hit the subscribe button down below, tell your friends about the channel, and if you want to watch some more of my content, then check out some of the links that are appearing in your screens at the minute. As per usual, I hope you enjoyed the video, so until next time, tight lines, and thanks for watching.